Hello and welcome to Hornby the Collector, issue 122, winter 2020. It is 100 years old, Hornby, the century year, from 1920 to 2020. We've also got the review of the 2020 catalogue. You can also see that Hornby goes retro, the old Stephenson's rocket on the front. Let's see from the inside. Alright, also introducing Bassett Loke contents, Hornby on the road, new special pass of the Kanki members letters competition. I won't do everything, I'll just quickly do bits of it. Hornby celebrates in style. News, welcome, said, not me but Paul Appleton, the editor, said, I've just returned to base in Lincolnshire after an interesting day at Margate, where Hornby plans for its 2020 range were unveiled for the first time to the assembler representative of the model railway press on the 10th of December. It's time, I won't read it all, but read a bit of it. It is time that we look forward to tremendously, not just because of our overbringing curiosity as to just what Hornby has up its collective sleeve for us, but also because it's a great opportunity to catch up with the others in the trade and chew and cud over a glass of something other than tea or coffee. This is what I'm a bit interested about. Hush Hush, Gradually Experiment 464 number 10,000 is also to be subject of a brand new model named Hush Hush due to the secrecy that surrounds the project. The locomotive was fitted with a high pressure water tube boiler based on those used in marine vessels of the day, and so shipyard and boiler makers Yarrow and Co. in Glasgow were tasked with supplying it. Operating at 450 psi, the boiler gave locomotive a bulbous appearance. It entered traffic in 1929, classified W1, after competition at Darlington worked, but was rebuilt with a conventional boiler in 1936, modified A4 version, but the larger cylinder design of the original smaller boiler, 250 psi, meant it was somewhat underpowered. That's kind of a drawing of it there. A bit about the rocket, as well as being in the 100-year Hornby Century range, a version without limited edition status will appear in the main range as a train pack, featuring the new tooled Stephenson's rocket of 1829 and their also newly tooled four-wheel Liverpool-Manchester railway coaches. The new model is a lot more accurate than the old Triang and later Hornby versions, as the more compact motor has done away with the black box underneath the front and the boiler. Footplate crew dressed in period attire is also included in the pack. This is also what I'm a bit interested in as well. It's welcome to the steampunk world of Bassett Loke, where supplies of tea and biscuits were paramount to the survival of the inhabitation of the strange world. If you're not familiar with the steampunk phenomena, then perhaps some explanation is required. Steampunk is a subgenre of science fiction where a world of fantasy meets science in cooperation with the technology of steam power machinery and combined with the 19th century British Victorian era. Each year, a growing number of steampunk events decorated the calendar as aficionados dressed in their Victorian attire, decorated with gears and cogs, drinks lots of tea and enjoyed indulgent steam power machinery. More elaborate description of the characters from this fantastic world for their missions and will be recounted in the forthcoming issues of the Collector. Bit of a strange logo there. You can see it's an ordinary signal box, and all they've done is put loads of little cogs all over it. So that's all it's done. Got everyday vehicles and buildings and just put cogs all over it. That's what basically it's all about, just putting cogs everywhere. New touring locomotives train packs. Train packs are 3810 Rocket and 3 NMR coaches, 179. Release February. R 3873 APT pass number 370003-45 car pack, and all locomotives are 3830 class A2/2 462 number 60501 Coco the North. I've got that one already. R 3842 class W1 464 number 10,000 LNR promotional apple green era 399. Just go through a couple of these. R 3890 class 91 Bobo number 91002 Darn Cathedral BR Intercity era 8. There's so much in this, and that's something I also want to get. R 6986 Hornby 100-year century box van. That looks quite good to get. Mid-year terrace approach, and that's back in June during Hornby's mid-year announcement. Decorated samples of the terrace are 3812 SR W12 cows and are 3811 L&B and SCR number 48 Leapen Hall has arrived and should be in the shops early 2020. Isle of Wight veterans cows in southern olive green as it appeared in October 1928 era 3, while Leadenhall carries more ornate London, Brighton and South Coast Railways lined orchid, described at the time as the improved engine green and red of the 1880s era 2, both were diminutive yet highly detailed models will retail at $89.99. Another award for Hornby, adding to its two awards received at the Great Eastern Train Show in October. Hornby also received an important award to the UK Mums.TV Mum's Choice Award as the winner of the Best Toy 4 to 7 year olds category in 2019. Toys? These aren't toys, how dare they? These are models. The online forum judge said the category has been by far the most popular, and while the competition was strong, we have spent weeks testing and judging to whittle it down to one gold winner. Hornby Junior Paddington Bear train set was judged overall winner and received gold in these influential awards. The affirmative continued. This battery operated Paddington themed train set is the perfect introduction into the world of Hornby. The plastic contents makes it ideal for little hands to play and explore before taking the next step into Hornby's junior range railroad. Hornby on the road. By autumn is a busy time for the Hornby show team, not just with the Whirly show at the Birmingham Sea, that is the biggest show in the model rail show calendar, but also the Great Electric Train Show at Milton Keynes Marshall area and the Great British Model Show at Gaydon. I went to the Whirly show, and that is how I remember it. Whirly National Model Railway Exhibition, Birmingham MEC. For over 50 years, the Whirly Model Railway Show has proved to be the United Kingdom's most popular and biggest model railway show, and it's highly regarded by visitors, traders, manufacturers and exhibitions alike. Over the last few years, many manufacturers have taken the opportunity to make announcements at the Whirly show, and this year Hornby took the opportunity to announce further 5 additions to even popular Class 66 range at show, covering liveries from Freightliners, Ocean Networks, Express, Cemex and Belmond Royal Scotsman. 100 years of Hornby. The history of Hornby is an enduring one. Not many businesses are still around today, but were formed in 1920, so rightly the company will celebrate its century in the style throughout 2020. Sainsbury's is 150 years old, so there's another one. A range of train set, train packs, locomotives, vehicles and memorabilia are being produced to make the occasion and to take us through the history and companies in the most graphic and possible. A model or models will be produced that represent the 10 decades that the business has been in existence. The following models will be phased in as the year unfolds, and each is a limited edition with appropriate packaging from day and the individually numbers of the authenticity. They got from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. So it's 1920s. It's about the first gauge tinplate trains. The clockwork models were extensions of his Meccano range that could be similarly assembled and dismantled. In the 1930s, O-gauge trains were very popular and large range of equipment had been developed. 1940s, moving on to the 40s, although there had been some development following the end of the Second World War, it wasn't until 1948 that production resumed, with some of the models designed prior to the outbreak of the war finally making its introduction. Normally Duplo Duchess was its first designed in January 1939, but it was not until spring 1948 that Duchess of Othello appeared in LMS Maroon. You got some trucks as well coming through. 1950s, Hornby's has elected to choose a sample range of models road vehicles, introduced in 1957 as dinky Duplo diecast models. 1960s. To understand the history of Hornby branching and ownership over the years, a new book has been published, The Hornby of Trains, by Pat Hammond. Stevens Rocket, winner of the Rainhill Trials in 1829, a pioneer of the Liverpool and Manchester Railways, the world's first intercity passenger route, introduced in 1963, trying railways. Rocket was originally sold route coaches, but in 1965 a coach was added. In 1968 a further 2 coaches were introduced with the locomotive, a format which remains until the following year. 1982 saw the reintroduction of Stevens Rocket, presented as a limited edition brown, gold and spire fifth face pack, which time were branded Hornby Railways. Let's move on to 1980s, and perhaps you'll be forgiven for raising an eyebrow. Harris Hornby Class OF Pug O for OSC. Smoker Joe is worthy inclusion, and plenty of a good reason. Yeah, that's Smoker Joe there. I like Smoker Joe. Introduced in 1980, initially part of a train set, is also solo debut as a Caledonian Blue livery and later in the Red Desmond. These models featured metal cab and cab rails, or hand and cab rails. However, in 1983 there was a demand for low-cost models that could also be indulged in a train set. The industrial freight, the train set locomotives, now devoid of handrails and cab rails, were painted in a maroon and carried the company's name of Stewart and Lloyd's. those are just a few things you can get. That's not on the website, just the pen and the badge. Then you can get a cup as well. So there's lots of it's nice. Highland Railway Castle Class 460 number 14690 Dale Castle cross the river tilt has a head Southbound Highland Line service away from the Blar Athol in 1930. This lacquer was the last survivor of the class when it was drawn in April 1947. About the path of the Killer Cranky at an almost timeless scene at Blair Athol, looking at the south towards Pitferry with Ben Rackery in the distance. It's a nice little station there. Nice little bridge there with a little castle tower on top of it, but we're at the end of it. A nice little tunnel there. Left, Killer Cranky Tunnel, South Portal, seen from the footpath on April 2019. Above the number 37261 assists the 8 AM Invest in London King's Cross service south past Frankly as the train approaches Bitchley on 27 April 1989. Rushton and Hornby 48Ds. Hornby compiled its industrial double bill for 2019 with a debut of its tiny Rushton and Hornby 48Ds 4-wheel diesel shunter this autumn. The collector takes a closer look at the factory-lined green version. Smart little diesels, aren't they? I'm not quite too sure how much power they've got. Tiny but mighty, it says. Despite its small dimensions, the 54 metre long 48Ds have been engineered for use. It comes pre-coupled to a match truck that has added pack ups to assist the models in running across insulated fog point. The match truck is an older Hornby product that's bespoke. A couple has been created to link locomotive and wagons together, also passing between the two pairs of wire to carry track power from the wagon wheels to the engine. That's what it looks like inside with its little motor in the bit there. The 48Ds, it says here quickly, tiny but very capable of these 4-wheel diesel mechanical locomotives were perfect for small private sidings where curves were sharp and loads were light. Yeah, because as you can see the wheels, they're quite near each other, so that's why they can take quite sharp curves. Christmas has just gone, not sure why it's talking about Christmas. The Great Goodie Bag Challenge. As a Great British Model Railway Show, 8 CC members visiting the Hornby Members Lounge could collect their free goodie bag. We handed one to Phil Parker to tell him to go away and do something with the contents. Obviously put tea in a cup and he cut up the size of the truck and put some weatherproofed it by the looks of it and put some bits and pieces in it. The competition here. Win a Hornby digital starter set. Which year did Frank Hornby introduce his first Hornby clockwork train? 1920s, 1960s, 2000. I think that would be 1920s. Email your answers to newsclub@hornby.com by 28th of February 2020. I don't think I'll be entering that competition. I don't really want to go digital. It costs too much money. Plus I never win anything. There's someone showing you how you can do scenery here. Experimental purple streak. Cat number R3701 Grizzly A4 462 number 60028 Walter K. Wingham in experimental BR blue purple livery DCC ready 8-pin socket era for £169.99. British Railways early experimental liveries make a great subject for model and Hornby as a reproductive one for more eye-catching schemes on Grizzly A4 462's number 60028 Walter K. Wingham in the rare BR blue purple colour scheme applied. 1948. Really get to see purple blue trains much. Weathered cross the border 9F. Cat number R3756BR cross the border 9F 2100. Number 92028 BR black heavily weathered DC ready 8-pin socket era 4/5 124.99. 10 were built with Franco costly boilers which had a second preheater boiler underneath the main boiler. Their most destructive feature was side exhaust. The conventionary chimney being used during lighting up only. From 1959, locomotives were rebuilt in a controversial form but still retained their distinctive appearance without smoke deflectors. 100 years and counting. Simon Kohler is wondering where the time has gone, but it certainly has not been wasted. He must have written this before Christmas, because he says, it does feel very strange writing these few words and wishing everyone a prosperous New Year when we not even had Christmas yet. I hate wasting time away, but even without wishing, I am not at a loss to know where this year's gone. One moment I am attending the UK and German toy fairs in January. A couple of months later I'm developing a particularly nasty chest infection flying back from Australia, and then before I know it, I'm standing in the Hornby Marquee at the Great Dorset Steam Fair in August thinking about how much work we had done before finalising the operation at Hornby 100th anniversary. It says a lot there. So there's about the Hornby Book of Trains, the first 100 years. Just so you can connect with Hornby. Facebook, Twitter, forums. You can find me on the forum at Jimmy James or on the YouTube. That's the issue 122 of the Hornby Collector. Hope you found that interesting. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Thank you. Bye.